Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the HumanizeHer podcast. I'm your host, Erica Lockheimer, and I couldn't be more excited to be with you today. This is truly a movement and also a passion project of mine to celebrate women's voices, their stories, their endeavors, their challenges, all of it. And we are going to have so much fun together learning about all of them. Let's do this and dive in. With my co-host Elizabeth, we are interviewing Adriana Boas. Adriana was born in Brazil. She's a proud mom and a force to be reckoned with in the world of luxury car sales. With degrees in journalism and holistic medicine, she brings a unique blend of insight and empathy to her role. Adriana's passion for sales shines through as she consistently outshines the competition. She's earned multiple awards under Bentley's prestigious banner and notably holds this distinction of being the only female to receive a perfect score on Aston Martin's rigorous test about cars. With her charming accent in 3 languages, Adriana's success is as undeniable as her magnetic personality. Let's dive into it.
100% can attest to that.
For sure.
So we just want to dive straight in. I know we talked a bit about, you were going to college and then you moved into the TV space where you became a journalist.
Yes.
In Brazil for years. And so would love to kind of hear how that went for you.
So thank you again for having me. I love journalism. I lived in London, lived in Israel, lived in Portugal, and go back to Brazil. And I was like, oh my gosh, I left when I was 18. I'm 22. What am I going to do? So I don't want to stay in my father's house. So I need to do something to make some money. So I did everything in the wrong way, I guess. I got pregnant. Then I got a kid, start working, finishing college. Every TV that was available, I did something. I want to work and I want to show that I could succeed.
Right.
And my successful was when I have my own program on a TV called Século News Debate. It's a century debate. It was a super nice program that they gave to me. The TV calls Channel 21.
Okay.
And it was amazing because I had myself with a crazy subject. So imagine that I could talk about condoms, but one invitee is a bishop, so Catholic, completely against.
Wow, it's like, so you're
the other
debating.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and the
that's
other person
scary.
is someone that works at night.
Wow.
And
So controversial topic.
Very
Topics, yeah.
controversial.
That's hard.
And I was able to manage both expectations. That I receive a letter from CNB. It's like the Catholic organization in Brazil, saying thank you for handling with such grace and open people's mind. Because I wasn't talking about, don't do anything. I was talking about if you're gonna do, just pay attention and understand. But in a very respectful way. And it was amazing. So that's just one. I did many. I did a lot of politics, getting someone like a Republican and a Democrat and a very touched subject and see both sides, but trying. I didn't want to be like, too controversial. I just want to have both sides of the coin and say, okay, we can work together. Let's try.
And just share both sides and
Exactly.
and almost like education on both sides. Just like, hey, this is this point of view, and they're gonna stay on that point of view, and you're not gonna be able to
100%.
change them. But this is the reason how, and it's like that conflict. But
You're
you
the
could do it.
mediator,
You're the
kinda, in the
mediator.
middle.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
100%.
exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
And I took that by heart
Mhm.
because I learned to see both sides.
Yeah.
It's
And
a respect thing for everyone's opinions
yeah,
and beliefs.
yes,
Yeah.
and it reflects what I am today.
Right.
Because that's the art of journalism, is to have active hearing.
Yeah.
You listen, you process, you try to understand. Even if you don't agree,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need actually to disagree. You just understand.
Right.
you know?
And how long did you do that for? I mean, you went and started in live TV, and then you talked about debate show and.
So I start like on TV in 1990, like on TV, no, on journalism. Then I got pregnant, had the kids. So I start like working on TV between 91 and 92.
Yeah.
And my last time that I was on air was 2008. So journalism was amazing. I loved every bit of it until you start working for different TVs or a radio or any station, because you have to believe in their vision, not actually your vision.
Right.
Yeah. You're working for a corporation.
You work for a corporation. So it does not matter if you believe that your team is A. Sometimes you have to say that is B with a smile on your face. Oh, yes, but like inside, oh, my team just lost. Oh, my gosh.
I get it.
Especially because I cover sports. I'm like, no.
I don't think I'd be able to do that. I'm a diehard fan when it comes to my team. So I don't know. Like, more power to you for being able to take that stance.
Journalism is delivering the truth, no matter which truth it is. Okay? There is no engagement. There is no side. If you cannot deliver information without your feeling, you are not a journalist. You just say words for someone to see you. Okay? And that is something really powerful. And it hurts me nowadays to see that a lot of people that has a microphone in front of them, they distort.
False information, all sorts of things. They have a platform and they abuse it.
They abuse.
They kind of manipulate the story too.
Yeah, because they are not journalists. They are just people with a microphone.
Yeah.
So if you want to make a change, you start make a change in yourself. Don't say to anybody your thoughts. You have to deliver the truth. If
It's
hurts
facts.
are the facts,
Yeah.
100% facts.
Yeah.
Let the people in the other side make their decision.
Yeah. And you
know?
learned that along the way in your journey of journalism.
That's journalism 101. So I married, came to America. I did not know English enough to be a journalist in America. And if I want to work, I have to go either Miami or New York, because didn't have anything here when I came, right when I came. And so
that must have been a huge decision. I mean, let alone getting married, but like leave your prime career.
It was. It was hard. It was really hard. I left a life that it was everything that I knew for a long time. But I was like, okay, I'll try. And I came. It was hard. Like, I was in 2008 in food stamps and Medicare and going to a church to get food. And my father came and said, I didn't raise my daughter to be in this situation. You come back with me. But I am very, I don't give up easy. You know, resilient, and I want to prove, and I did, I did the odd works that you can imagine. I was marketing director for Fridays. I took care of kids. Oh my gosh, I worked for Verizon. I helped to sell when I could fix phones. I don't know how, but I
figured it out. You fixed phones?
Yes, like not like as professional, but someone comes like, I don't know. I was like, curiosity, let me, and I find out a way to do some stuff. So anyway, I worked there. I cleaned some homes. I did, I think, everything to survive. Then one day I was in this party and this woman said, oh, Adriana, I know that you are looking for a job. I know this woman that has this boutique, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, that's perfect. So we contact. I start working. So I sell nice shoes and purses.
Okay.
And this woman went to the store and I met her. Her name was Jill. Amazing, gorgeous, beautiful, blonde, tall, very put together. And I look at her, I was like, I fall in love.
Yeah.
She was
Sounds like just
everything.
exudes
Yeah.
confidence. and there's a lot-
Exactly. That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
That's the word. Confidence.
Mm-hmm.
She knew who she was in this world. She
Wow.
has no doubt. Then she came that day. And she said, Adriana, if you want to change your life, call me. When she handed her business card, she was the VP controller for Bentley.
Wow.
And she worked for 3 stores that sells Bentley, not Bentley Corporation, but under the Bentley umbrella, like in a dealership.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I knew she was powerful. I knew it, like the way that she walks and talks. And I was like, wow, it took me 6 months to have the guts to call her. Because I didn't
6 months? That's a long time.
I know, because I was so afraid.
What were you
Afraid? Yeah,
of?
I'm afraid of.
Don't know nothing about cars. Oh, rephrase, I did not. Now I do.
No,
Now you know
Now
all
you know
the
everything
things.
about cars. Did you hear that intro? Me.
And then I was like, okay, so my son actually said, Mom, you have to call her. Come on.
Yeah.
On. He called her and gave me the phone. And I was like, hi. And Jill answered like this. It was about time. I've been waiting for this call for a long time. I was like, hi, Jill.
Yeah.
Like, hi, Adriana. So are you ready? I was like, yes, I am. Okay, I'm going to send an email, the blah, blah, blah. So she did her part. I got the interview.
Wow.
The person that interviewed me, I have to say his name because he's my mentor
Aw.
and I love him. I got emotional because he gave the chance that changed my life.
He bet on you.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Tim Wood. And he interviewed me and he said, what do you know about cars? I was like, I know how to drive them and I drive stick.
That's all you need to know, right?
No, you know how to drive that stick. Yeah.
But I don't know much about cars. And then I start talking about my
Do we have
father.
a tissue? You might need a tissue.
I was talking about my father because my father used to race a long time ago in the
Okay.
60s. My father raced. And,
Wow.
you know, like I learned about cars and speed and the love of the octane, that smell.
Mhm.
You know, it was karts and I was the tomboy. You
Mm.
know, I learned how to ride motorcycles, how to drive cars. I'm the first daughter out of 5. And the boy that my father wanted was the last one that came with a girl. He didn't come by
Are
himself.
there twins?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's like, you come, babe, but you
Yeah.
come with a girl. You're not
Women
you're
run the
not
world,
gonna
so-
go by this by yourself. You have to have another girl here. So anyway, and I love cars and I got the job. When he said you were hired, I was like, what? I don't know nothing about cars. He said something, and that's what sticks with me. He said, I can teach you how to sell cars, but I cannot teach anybody how to be you. And I
That's
look
awesome.
at him and I was like, okay, like Adriana, you have something.
Mm-hmm.
You have the it. That's it.
The it factor.
I love that.
Yeah.
I
Or
love
the
that.
if.
They need
Yeah,
to do
the
that
it
more in
factor,
interviewing
yeah.
at jobs. It's like all this other criteria.
Totally.
It's like it's almost BS
Oh,
at the
if
same.
you-
Yeah.
If you
Mhm.
do the criteria,
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
probably be
Yeah.
like working
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
selling shoes or being
not
a
even-
waitress or
Yeah.
something.
Not even make it to the interview stage
No,
because they
no,
discount you
nothing,
right away.
Nothing.
But
Nothing.
look at what you were able to make from that because
So,
someone
mhm.
bet on you.
and that's what we talk about from 2008. In 2008, I was in food stamps.
Mhm.
In 2016, I make my first 6 figures.
Heck yeah.
Yes, that's awesome.
Okay, and I never stopped.
Oh, she never slowed
No,
down.
she never
That's-
slowed down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
never slow down,
awesome.
man. I want to make more and more. But that's
Yes.
the thing.
Yeah.
for you guys that are listening this and seeing Erica, this amazing woman, and Elizabeth also, both powerful powerhouse interviewers, listen more than anything, because maybe the rough diamond it's right in front of you, not with the right curriculum or resume, but with the right attitude.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love that.
That's what
So
I
true.
had.
Yeah.
I had a dream to succeed. I didn't know if it was selling cars or maybe selling radios, but I want to do something with my life. I was tired to be poor, and that is the word, poor. Okay, and that is the yes or no. You have a chance to say yes. I want to still making $1,000 from the government. I'm not gonna work, or please give me the tools.
Yeah.
And amazingly, in Santa Cruz, I got the tools because I went to this place where they gave me lessons how to write a resume. They teach you how to go back to the workforce, because coming from Brazil, it's very different. It's different interviews, it's different ways. You know, language is not on my side. It's not my first language. You
Yeah,
know,
that's even true. That's even more difficult.
it's
being
more
here. Yeah,
difficult
yeah.
because I get nervous and then blah, 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 and nothing goes, nothing comes out. I was like, oh my gosh. Thank you, Tim, for just ask if I know about cars, and I was honest that I didn't.
Yeah. Honesty is the key.
Yeah.
It is. And the grit.
Great. Yeah.
I think what makes someone succeed in this life is the grit. It's waking up when you don't want. It's taking a shower when you don't want.
Yeah.
You know, like it's doing things that I did not want to do, but I had to succeed.
Yeah.
And I keep doing it because every day I don't want to do something, but I say, I have to. It's not an option.
Yeah.
It's the yes or no. I can say yes or I can say no.
Yeah.
Which one I will say? You know the stories of the wolf, the bad one and the good one? Which one I'm going to feed?
Yeah.
Which one am I going to feed today? The bad one or the good one? I want to feed the good one. Sometimes I feed the bad one because I want to be bad, but usually
That's on the next episode. Let's feed that bad wolf.
But you're already making out with the microphone
I know,
earlier, so I don't know.
I just want to do the good one.
Just to all our listeners, this is PG-13.
But no, I love that analogy of, you know, you have a bad wolf and a good wolf, and which one are you going to feed?
You have choices.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I can't imagine. Also, here you are. You went from being in Brazil, journalist, live, and you had this crazy career, and then just to restart everything when you came to the U.S. and also having language barriers against you, all sorts of things. Being a single mom.
I now sell cars. I like to say to myself that I'm not a salesperson. I'm a liaison. I think Erica is someone that can explain her experience with me, and that's how I ended up to be here today. It's you know, me being me.
Yeah, no, I could tell you firsthand. It's like, how do I even know Adriana? So my son and I got into, we wanted to try racing. And so we went to Laguna Seca, did the Indy cars and everything. And it was so fun. And I remember having a manual. That was one of my second cars, and I loved it. And so just driving a manual again and us finishing that course, I was like, now this is a driving experience. I'm like, yeah, I could do automated, electric car. And but I was like, that experience to feel the car. And I was like, I remember even going into first gear, I almost cried because it was just like that feeling of nostalgic back in my 20s. And so I went into, I was like, I'm going to shop around, look for something. I want that experience. And that's how I ran into you when my son and I were just shopping. And it was more of the exchange that we had. And I went to plenty other places, but when I came and I saw you, I mean, you were selling, not like you said, you were not a salesperson. Like it was an experience. I mean, we wind up crying. It was a whole nother. I mean, it was just more of like, I don't know, but I don't know what I'm buying, but I'm just going to buy it from her. It's like,
but the funny thing is this, like in not even one moment I put her in a car. Like, oh, you have to buy this. When she said that she was in Laguna Seca, the first thing that I said is like, oh my gosh, I was there in Artura, and did you get this down? Like, how was the corner of the corkscrew?
Hitting
And,
the apex.
and I was
just,
talking to her about cars and feelings. And I said, by the way, I have this car. Do you drive stick? And she's like, yes. I remember it was my second car, blah, blah, blah. Like, I have this car that just arrived. There is no name on it. And it's beautiful. So I took her in the back. The car was dirty because it just arrived.
Yeah.
yeah.
And she took some pictures, like, I like her. It's cute. So I talked to her and I said, let me get you on the demo. So I drove first.
Oh my gosh, this lady can drive. She was like, she handled that stick like there was no like. I was like, hey, we're in like a little like residential area. She's like, this is how you do it. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna do this.
I drove a little bit, and then Erica drove the demo car. The demo. This is a Lotus Emira. It's the hottest car right now. It took almost 3 years to deliver the first one after the car was advertised, and we got 3 years. People are waiting for that car, and so she loved it. And then, but no, like, oh, you call me tomorrow, you need to buy the car. Nothing. She texted me on Sunday and said, I can't stop thinking about the car. I think I have to have it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, come Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful
and that's
Yeah.
the thing. It's more a relationship. It's not. I'm not transactional.
Because it's not a transaction. It's an experience.
And this is a relationship, and these people start being part of your family. I've been in Indian weddings, birthdays. Man, I'm telling you, I love Indian weddings like I love Brazilians because it never ends.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know, mine was not long
it
enough.
It never ends. It's like 1 week of drink, food, and happiness. Oh
So
my gosh,
awesome.
it's amazing. It's amazing. They need to teach Americans how to get exactly,
For
because
sure.
their weddings are to die for. It's absolutely stunning. Everything. Like colors and those beautiful dresses. And
Saris.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we got saris for the first time. It was so beautiful.
We were just
They
at
are.
we were
an
just
Indian
there.
wedding
They are.
in India.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a sari from a client.
Yeah.
He's Indian, and he went to his hometown and he brought me a gift.
Oh wow.
And I
Sweet.
was like, oh my God.
That's that relationship.
Yeah.
that
If
you
every
built.
every
It
exchange
is.
could be
It
like
is.
that.
But
Yeah.
looks, Erica and I, we're
Yeah.
best friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
it's true.
seriously,
Yeah.
I love her, and I love her son. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I would say. I think it was
Yeah.
a very, very nice interaction and a relationship. And I think life is so simple.
Yeah.
We just need to have less transaction and more relationship.
Yep.
It takes 5 seconds. If I'm not mistaken, there is a study that it takes 5 seconds for you to win someone. Okay, it's 5 seconds. What can you do in 5 seconds? I just can smile.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you go to the dealership and I see you, the first thing that I'm gonna do is smile.
Yeah, you're
Yep.
greeted with a warm,
Exactly.
It's welcoming.
welcoming smile. Yeah.
It's kind of it's in so many ways. It's like a belonging. It makes you feel like you're part
Yeah.
of something.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, or even like
Yes.
you know that person already
Yeah.
in that way because
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I love
And
it.
and I love what I do. It's not easy. Car world is a man world.
Yeah. You were honestly, I went to so many different dealerships. You were the only woman I saw.
Mhm.
I didn't see a single woman.
Wow.
And I was up and down the peninsula. So yeah.
Wow.
No.
I'm flattered.
No, I know. I was like, you're the one that knows the most about cars. You're the one that's like listening to me, and you're talking to my son.
Yeah.
It was just, it was a totally different world. But yeah, I didn't see any.
I told you something. I don't know if you recall. I said there is no sales. Sales doesn't exist. Sales is a byproduct of what? Of someone wants to buy. Buy. To buy is a verb.
Mhm.
To buy is an action. I want to buy. So you go there and grab it.
Mhm.
But if you don't want to buy, how can I sell?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, I'm going to sell. Okay, but someone needs to buy.
You have to have that need first. You're saying the
desire.
desire.
That's the desire, not the need, because need has nothing to do with it. Who needs a $500,000 car?
Yeah. I didn't get a $500,000 car, so it was just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Okay, but I do sell.
You sell those.
I do sell a lot of $500,000 cars.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I will say this.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
I love that you
Those
cleared
cars
the
were
air there.
crazy. Yeah, I need to.
They are. But that's the thing. It's an interesting objection that I go through all the time, and it's so easy for me to plant that seed in their mind because that is true. Oh, why do I have to have a Rolls Royce or a Bentley or a Lamborghini? Or I said, you don't.
You don't have to.
But you deserve it. Because when you are working and your friends were partying, when you are studying and everybody was having fun, you succeed. You are a CEO, CFO, COO, lawyer, doctors, whatever. But you are on the top of the food chain because you deserve it. You put yourself there. So it's not that you need, it's because you deserve it. And when you think that you deserve, you say, I want it because I deserve.
Yeah. You're like kind of fueling that desire or making them realize their desire more than anything.
Because sometimes they feel guilt.
Yeah.
They truly feel guilt. It's like, how? When your friends were like in UCLA having fun and you are in a dorm studying until the next day, do you think your friends feel guilt? No. Do they think they feel, oh, I'm so sorry that my friend could not come, blah, blah, blah? No. So you did all this hard work to be who you are today. Why don't you deserve?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you should reap the benefit.
Exactly.
For sure.
And
buy that car.
And they do. And they do buy the car.
Buy another one.
They do buy the car.
And if you want to buy a car right now and you're in the area, go to Los Gatos Luxury Vehicles, correct?
Los Gatos Luxury Cars.
Luxury cars.
Yeah. No, but it's true.
And ask for Adriana.
Yeah, no, there's a true thing to splurge on yourself, or you do have to. You have to give it. Yeah, and then you can get over it pretty quick. Yeah, too. Yeah, right.
No, it's like, I think car it's literally a statement of your hard work.
I mean, I'm not at the Bentley caliber of it, but I can relate to that because when I first moved to the Bay Area, got a big girl job, I'll say. I had a solid job before, but I was making significantly more. And I thought, I've always wanted a Lexus. For whatever reason, that car stood out to me, right?
Yeah.
And I was telling my dad about it. And I said, look, this is the car. I flew down to Santa Monica, literally signed and drove my car home because that's what I wanted. I found exactly what I wanted. The F Sport with the tinted windows and all the things that I was looking for. But when I told my dad about it and I was so excited, he said, why don't you just get a Honda? It's much cheaper. It's the same body style. It's this, and then you're not spending as much. You could be more frugal.
Right,
you could be more responsible with your money.
Save.
I said, you know why? Because it's not what I want.
Yeah. You want.
Yeah.
Need has nothing to do with it, with the luxury world. Nobody needs to go to a Michelin restaurant.
Right.
Nobody needs to buy Prada or Gucci, but everybody wants.
Right. Especially if it's sparkly.
Everybody wants. Everybody wants. No many can afford. And that is also the beauty of it.
Yeah.
That you work really
hard to get to that milestone.
So you deserve it.
And why else are we here? I mean, this is not financial advice. Let's make that clear.
I don't do financial advice.
When you die and you have all this money in the bank, why?
Yeah. In Brazil, we say that coffin has no drawers.
A coffin has no drawers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't take anything with you.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't.
That's true.
You can't. That's a Brazilian saying. That's a Brazilian saying.
I love that.
And if there is, nobody's going to open. So,
I'm gonna use that next time my mom has a
Yeah,
conversation with me.
I'm
My
like, I got
coffin's not
one
gonna
for you.
have drawers, Mom.
exactly. It's actually,
You gotta
but
teach us some other things. We're gonna write this list of these like sayings. I mean, like
Your
feed the bad wolf
analogies
versus the good
are
wolf.
so
Are you
cool.
collecting these? I'm collecting these.
I mean, we have it recorded,
Okay,
so
well,
that's helpful.
but I'm very simplistic in
Yeah.
some ways. My
Mhm.
brain doesn't go like in crazy thoughts and
Yeah.
like I
Mhm.
just go for the simple. Yes, no, bad, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Drawers, no drawers.
that. I love that. I love that.
Always work.
Wow.
There is no different. Because if you start having all these angles, I
Mhm.
think it starts to be complicated. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who is looking at me today think, oh, this woman is 100% put together, man? No. No.
None of us
I'm in
are.
a process. It's like, I'm in a working process.
Mhm.
But I try because I know my demons
Mhm.
and I have to work really hard. Like I have depression
Yeah.
and I have to wake up every day with the option to empower it or to kill it.
Mhm.
And I kill every day. I was like, I have depression. Depression does not have me.
Oh, I love
I
that.
love that.
I love that.
And that was hard. That was
Mhm.
something that I found out while I was a kid. So it's really hard to wake up every day and say, I know I have this,
Right.
but this does not have me.
Mhm. And some
Yeah.
days will be harder than others, but it's just kind of training yourself
Yes.
maybe and having that mind over
The
matter.
mindset. You have to have the
Yeah.
mindset. And that's what I say. Sometimes you wake up and it's like, I don't want to do that. But you
Mhm.
do regardless because
Right.
you know, and that is also grit. That
Yeah.
is like the resilience and like, ugh, I'll do it. I
Yeah.
can. I
Yeah.
will,
Mhm.
like, because what the option that you have if you don't do it? What do you think is going to happen if I empower the depression to win? Or
Yeah.
the whatever mental issue you have.
Right.
Okay. You feed the wolf that you want.
Mhm.
I decide to feed the
Yeah.
wolf that I want, and it's the good one. Depression is on the other side, it's the bad one, it's the one that doesn't do good for me.
Yeah.
That and that's the yes or no.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the yes or no.
Yeah, choose to feed the one that motivates you and gets you out
And,
there
and,
like
and that's it.
take
And
I
that's
know,
it.
but it's so much
Yeah.
And that's
easier said
it.
than done. I mean, that's just like
It
so
is.
hard
Oh,
to do.
yes.
It's hard, and then
Yes.
sometimes it's a, you miss, and then sometimes it's a
But we're
win. But
human.
yeah,
That's what it's
yeah,
all about
yeah.
is being human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard.
It's humanizer.
Mhm.
Humanize
Yep.
me,
Yep.
you,
Yep.
her, everybody.
Yep.
Just give a chance to fail and succeed. And
Yep.
and it's like, I don't know if that's the correct word or the social way to say, because in America sometimes you say something and people will "Wah!" and I was like, oh my gosh, sorry. That
Lost in
that wasn't my
translation.
idea, I'm Brazilian, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Because sometimes I say things and I was like, Mom, you cannot say this is not okay. I was like, what did I say? Don't repeat. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to think twice every single time that I open my mouth.
Mhm.
Because sometimes I say things and the translation, because sometimes
Yeah,
it doesn't,
Yeah.
it lost in translation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to explain myself. The word is recovery.
Mm.
That's, when you are recovering. So
Yeah.
who has depression is recovering every single day.
Mm.
It's every single day that you have to say no to it.
Well,
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no. Every single day. If I have I don't want to go to take a shower, or I don't want to eat, or every day. Give an example, and I might cry, but yesterday was the birthday of my father,
Mhm.
82 years, May 21st. When he turned 80, me and my other sister, we threw him a party, a surprise party from USA. I was working in Vegas in training with Bentley, and my father had no idea that my sister and his brother was inviting everybody that he knew my father, that we know, and friends for, when they're kids. We threw him a birthday that was amazing. So I was able to spend his 80th and his 81st birthday with him.
That's great.
It's so
The day,
special.
not like one day after or one day prior, the day.
The day.
So I was able to be there
In Brazil.
in Brazil.
Cool.
Wow,
In
that's great.
Brazil.
Nice.
Yes.
Back to the
And-
We
roots.
like how she says in Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there.
Rocha.
and so yesterday, was the first time that he wasn't here.
Mm.
Not in America, but with us. Unfortunately, my father passed in July 4th of last year.
Wow.
Sorry, July 3rd last year. In a crazy way. So he died like poof. I say that he didn't die. He was abducted. God
So
says, I
abrupt,
need
yeah.
you now.
Now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Gone. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was amazing. I talked to him on Sunday.
Mm.
And I said, Dad, are you okay? I'm fine, blah, blah, blah. We had a conversation. And this call actually goes over and over because I said, Dad, because I wanted him to give me a time. And he said, 9, 10. I was like, Dad, you are old.
Mhm.
Just give me one time. And my father said, I am not old. I was like, okay, sorry, Dad. I know you're not. Because he was 81.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But he was 81 in his drive license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He, for me, was like probably 60, 50.
Mhm.
He was fit, fun, sharp, still working, like, because he has his own company. So he was still like doing some stuff.
Yeah.
And even the way that he died was amazing. He woke up. Told his girlfriend, I'm having a heart attack. Take me to the hospital. Don't call 911. There is no time. She drove him to the hospital, and doing the way he was doing all this, exercise to try to make your
Regulate,
heart like
yeah.
that you see in YouTube and TikTok.
Mhm.
Does not work, folks.
Oh.
Didn't work. He tried. I know. She
Mhm.
told me that he did all the exercise. And then when he arrived in the hospital, he was very weak. She called the doctors, put him in the gurney. As soon as he was in the gurney, he looked at her and said, I'm losing consciousness. He went to sleep and never woke up.
Wow.
Sleep.
Mhm.
And when I see his body, no pain. There is nothing. If I could say, Dad, wake up, you are just sleeping. He was literally so peaceful.
That's beautiful.
And yeah, so he's gone.
It's interesting how death could be a scary thing, but it also could be a beautiful thing when you see him passing. Of course, you miss him. I saw my dad with his last breaths, and so I totally understand exactly how that feels, and it's a beautiful thing. But it's like one of the saddest things of losing your father, but he's with you
Oh,
every single day. Doesn't it?
he's with me, and I cannot forget because I have his cells in my body.
I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's his DNA. He is in me, like or not,
Mhm.
as my mother. I'm really happy that my kids succeed, although I was a very broken mother. Not financially, but not just financially in that time,
Mm-hmm.
but like with the mental health issues
Mhm.
and a not so good mix of relationship and all this, and moving to this country and take my kids out of private schools. And so I try to minimize
Minimize.
that,
Mhm.
giving other stuff like myself and have
Mhm.
more time. So I was the one that took my kids to see snow the first time.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I
Great.
ski So, but they snowboard. So I did a lot of things with
Yeah.
them,
Mhm.
but just me. So I built new memories.
Yeah.
And I think that was the thing that I could give to them.
And that's how you overcome, like saying you were broken, but through your children and your relationship with them and investing the time and being present, you were able to kind of come out of that and come out
Yeah.
stronger. it sounds like.
Resilience.
Yeah,
Resilience.
resilience.
Yeah, grit,
Resilience.
tenacity.
So
You did it. I don't
Yeah.
see anything broken here.
No.
Yeah.
on the surface, right? We
On the
all have
surface.
stuff we're working
yeah,
on.
we
But
all. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
yeah. Give me. I'll give you a list. Yeah.
yeah, but you're a
So,
powerhouse. I mean,
yeah.
a journalist, you're a mother, you're a daughter, you're a badass saleswoman, car saleswoman,
Oh,
right?
she has like an Instagram, like high heels and wheels.
Oh, high
that's
heels and
pretty
wheels.
cool.
Okay, so I love the name.
Yeah.
And the name was something super cool because I'm always in heels. Okay.
Mhm.
And I drive in heels. Imagine.
How do you drive in heels? I try to put
remember that
I couldn't do it. I have
test
to wear my
drove?
sneakers. I even try. Well, flip flops. I definitely can. Everything.
Oh
got
no,
stuck.
don't.
Yeah, that almost
Never,
felt like I got in a car
never.
accident with
That's
the
a
stick.
no-no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You didn't tell me that.
I'm sorry. I'll put in a note.
But high heels, you can. Okay, I gotta try it.
I was in heels when I drove with you.
Yeah, that's.
I'm always in heels.
Okay.
I don't know.
I gotta work on that.
I will say this. It's not the safest.
Okay,
It's
truth
no,
comes
no,
out.
no.
But you've
because-
mastered the art.
Okay, no. When you drive with 3 pedals, with heels are not as comfortable and safe. When you
Yeah.
are due, you are just gassing up. That's it. You're not
Mhm.
driving.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys that are watching this, I might be in the wrong way, but 2 pedals, that's not driving.
I
You're
agree.
just coasting
I
at
know.
that
You have
point.
to have 3
Oh, yeah,
pedals. Come on.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
fun to rev that
Yeah.
Oh,
engine.
yeah.
Yeah, it feels so
And your
good. It
heart-
feels so
your heart
powerful.
goes,
I just love it. I'm like,
You know,
it's like,
So yeah, so
it's
like
fun.
you get the title for best driver in heels, right? High
Yeah.
heels and wheels.
but not recommended.
not recommended
Yeah.
whatsoever. I do because I'm working, so
Mhm.
it's just easy. But like if I have to drive, like if I'm driving, then I don't put high heels.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't put heels or high heels. I just put like I have my high heels, you
Yeah.
know, side, and then I drive with
And then change them out as you
tennis
walk
shoes,
out
and
of the
then
car.
I change. Yeah, it's like
Just drive barefoot. Why not?
Yeah. I actually had flip flops on and I had to take them off and I had to drive barefoot. It's really
Barefoot.
hard.
barefoot.
But barefoot's
It,
hard.
it hurts.
Mhm.
It hurts.
It
yeah.
hurts because you
Yeah.
have to drive with the ball.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's a sensitive part.
Yeah, I
so.
agree. People don't know how to drive unless they drive a manual.
Well,
Yeah.
hello. I am an
Yeah.
automatic cruiser, then not a driver
Let me
because
just explain. It's not okay. It's not haters there. I know you're gonna say I drive like F1. It's not manual. What?
Oh, is F1 not manual?
No.
What?
It's
Oh, paddles? Paddle?
No.
Oh, paddle
they have
shifters?
like in the buttons on the steering wheel.
paddle shifters.
You know. that-
Yeah. I guess I always just
Yeah.
figured everybody did. Oh, wow.
No,
Mm.
they can because imagine you were like in a 300 kilometers, so about what 180 miles an hour, and then you are like in
Yeah.
6th or 5th gear, and then you have to reduce to first to get a corner that you were like in
Yeah.
30
you have
or
to-
60. Imagine you like go
Yeah.
one. There is like okay time.
Yeah.
You know you probably crush on there. So
Mhm.
maybe on the 50, 60, like you know, they have manual. I really don't
At that many
know.
miles per hour. Yeah,
But-
that's true
but
when you go
I-
that fast.
It's
Yeah.
pretty much here on the
Here.
steering wheel.
It's
Everything
more
is on the steering wheel.
safety
Everything's
than
on the steering wheel,
anything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I have those in my Lexus, but I have never ever tried to use them.
No,
They're just
but
cute.
what I want to say about driving, and I
Yeah.
don't want to be like, oh my gosh, is this when you never learn
Mm.
how to downshift
Mm.
or understand when you corner, what is the right RPM for you to downshift and feel the car like glued to the floor. So, you know, have you ever driven with someone that you go like this? The people are going 17. Give an example, like, you know, it's a lot of curves like
Mhm.
this. And you feel your body goes like, no, oh,
Mhm.
because the person is like, no,
Not my husband
okay,
at all.
okay. So, oopsie.
Just kidding.
If you know someone that knows how to drive, you feel you know that when they take the corner, the car is not like this.
No.
The car
Yeah.
goes like this.
Yeah, you're gliding
This.
across like even the
Exactly.
track. You're hitting
So
the
you
apex.
feel,
You're not turning.
even if they're fast, you still feel safe and smooth. It's not like a blender, like, whoa, 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 like you're like this. It's like, what is happening here? No,
I think that
They-
microphone is gonna have a hard time
Exactly.
keeping up with your
that
blender
is-
motion.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. People are like, whoa.
But that was a great animation of the
That was
blender.
good.
Yeah, that was good.
That is
That's
it.
another one I'm adding next
Yeah,
time someone's driving
driving.
horribly.
Promo.
Driving is something that is an art.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And when you just drive with two pedals and never driven a car that you actually have to understand, you gas up. And that's when the accident happens, because it's like, oh, I can go to that, like, oh, you are like 150 miles or 100 miles per hour, and you see that the car is not gonna hold it if you
Mm.
and oh no, the car is automatically doing. It's like, no, don't drive that like this, please. You're gonna hurt yourself. It's I taught my both kids how to drive stick.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was like, you wanna drive? Oh, all my friends drive. I was like, you drive stick.
Yeah.
No, you're not gonna gassing up. You're gonna drive. You're gonna learn how to
Mhm.
drive.
Mhm.
And my son, it's funny because I go to Brazil and, it's a stick. It's like,
Mhm.
Mom, how can you remember this? I was like, babe, I ride stick at my job.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
because he never seen, me like
Mhm.
doing.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that
Yeah.
it's.
Yeah. I have a friend that he has two
I think
sons.
it should be mandatory.
I think it's mandatory too. I have a friend that has two sons and they were always into racing and manual cars. They bought an automatic car and they converted it back to manual. I didn't know you can actually do that
Yes,
in
you
some
can.
cars. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even know. I
That's
just found
interesting.
I thought it was interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
depending on the make and model, you can do it. But yeah, that's what they did. It's like
They
only
did it
manual cars.
themselves, or they had it.
Well, they had it done.
Okay.
Yeah, like
I'm
they
like,
spent
that's
several
intense.
$1,000s to do
There
it, but you
you
can do
go.
that.
It's
I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that.
Yeah,
you have to change
yeah.
the whole gearbox. You have
Yeah.
to put a third
Yeah.
pedal.
Yeah.
You have to do a lot of
Mhm.
like modifications. But yes,
Yeah. So then maybe
Yes.
when we have everybody's doing self-driving cars and everything, these are going to be these like dinosaur manual cars. Those are the ones that are going to be left.
yeah.
So
Isn't it cool?
now, okay. So you also won several awards on
I-
because I love how much knowledge you have about cars. I would, and I would love to hear a little bit more about those awards and also some, I imagine, you selling cars and a lot of men coming in and buying, I'm sure they're like, they know everything about cars and then how are they
How
having
do
that
you
conversation
navigate-
with you?
Yeah, navigate those
That was- yeah, I
conversations.
just-
Yes,
Mm.
I know car, and I think I do know car for two simple reasons. Because of my father, because I have a passion. I'm passionate about what I do. I
Mhm.
love
That's so important.
cars.
No.
Okay.
Mhm.
I have a client that says to me that every time that I talk about cars, that my eyes shy.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
because I like that. It's like I'm talking about something that I truly love.
Yeah.
And the second thing is probably my curiosity, the journalism side.
Mhm.
I'm curious. So I'm always learning and listening and pay attention. And because English is not my first language, and many words I never heard, like bonnet. Bonnet is the hood. We say bonnet.
Mm.
The first time that I heard bonnet, I was like, what is bonnet? Oh my gosh.
Like
I
something
had
you put
never
on
heard
your
about
head,
that.
a hat. That's what I was thinking.
No, it's the hood. So because those cars are from UK, a lot of words are
Oh.
different. Also measurements. It's a
Like
lot
the
of
trunk is a boot, right?
yes. It's the boot.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So I learned different words, but yes, I think it's my curiosity
Mhm.
and my love for the cars,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
because I like to drive also, and
Yeah.
it makes my heart. Some people is gonna hate me, but I love to say I have an electric car, but I want to ice. Ice, for people that does not know, is internal combustion engine,
Mm.
and that is gonna be retired pretty soon.
Mhm.
Everybody's saying this, and unfortunately, it's true. That era is gonna be kaput.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hopefully, like in the next 20 years, not in the next 10 as advertised.
Mhm.
But I said to you, what do you prefer, a heartbeat or a dead beat? I like a heartbeat, and that is ice.
Yeah.
You know, you start
Yeah.
vroom, vroom, and then you start. That's
Yeah.
electric.
Those are those analogies that we love so much. I love it.
You want a heartbeat or a deadbeat? You could use that in many ways.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. But don't you think it's true?
It's
Like
so great.
you know, like heartbeat. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
beat.
yeah.
And the sounds that you add to it just
It
tells
is
the story right there.
That machine is like no
Yeah,
heartbeat.
yeah.
It's
Well, I'll
dead.
be honest. I also have an electric car, but I actually press a button to make it sound every
Sound.
time I put a short button on it because
Yeah.
I just missed that sound. Yeah,
It
yeah.
is. It
It's kind of
is.
funny.
It's
Yeah.
music for your. It's music.
Yeah.
When you start a
Yeah.
car and it rumbles, you know,
feel
you
it.
feel
Yeah.
it's like damn. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
when you like, my son has a Prius. Nothing against Prius, Toyota. I drive a Prius when my car is not good to drive. But it's like, is it on? I keep
You
telling-
can't tell.
Is it on? And then I look.
Yeah.
I have to look the cluster. Oh yes, it is. Okay, let's go.
My sister has a vehicle
know,
that when
it's-
she comes to a stop, it shuts down
Oh yeah.
and then restarts. That threw me off the
regenerative,
first
yeah,
time I drove her
exactly.
car.
On and off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a little button
Yeah.
that is A with a little
Yep.
curve. Just press it, and your
Thank you.
problems is gonna go away.
Noted. So with your fact finding though, you've earned yourself some accolades and awards
Yeah.
through that.
I did. It's funny because it's for me. It's not important. It's so interesting, and I'm not like trying
Yeah.
not to say that. It's just like when I talked to Erica about, and actually she was buying the car, and she's like, "What is this?" Because there was
Yeah,
something
yeah,
on
yeah.
at my
Yeah.
desk, and I was like, "By the way, do you know?" And she's like, "This is awesome." I was like, "Oh yeah, it is," but I don't.
Yeah.
You know, so in 2020, Bentley did a training for the new Bentayga, the hybrid, and we were in this beautiful place in Arizona. Usually it's like, I don't know, 60 men and 6 women.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
it's not a very, it's 10%. I
Male
think.
dominated.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe less.
Mhm.
And then after 3 days, we are having dinner, and everybody was like having dinner, and the lady said, "Oh, now we're gonna award the people that succeed during this time with us," and they were like, in third place, Mr. So So, and everybody, yeah. And then second place, Adriana Boas, and I'm still on the table talking, yeah, hi, It's like Adriana Boas, and I was like, I heard the name, but I didn't. And then the tape was like, Adriana, they are calling me. I was like, what did I do? I was like,
Am I
you,
talking too much?
Yeah,
you won
yeah.
second place. I was like, what? Oh, okay. So I was like, okay. I was like, still not processing. So I went, and everybody, yeah, congratulations now. And the lady said, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have like a special gift for women, because usually women
Don't win.
Wow.
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 So, but it was cool, I got my gift, and I love it. Totally like no women, you
Yeah,
know.
what
Yeah.
was it?
What, yeah, I know. What was
I
it?
gotta
It was
know.
a open bottle, but like it's gorgeous, like it's
Like a wine bottle
it's
opener or
metal.
something? Okay.
It's metal
Yeah.
with Bentley.
Yeah.
Some male clothing in a certain size.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what it
no, I
always
think
is.
it was like I don't know if it was like what's the name of the thing that Grandpa does?
A tie?
A tie.
You have
Grandpa
to,
does.
you have to keep that, because I didn't
No, we
remember.
should keep that for sure.
Yeah.
You're keeping that.
But for
Yeah,
Bentley
cool.
also, this was in a training, but for Bentley also in 2018, I won the 100% club.
What's that?
It means that I did every single test, I scored 100.
Wow.
And they sent me like a $500. Yes, I got it. I also didn't know what it was. So my former manager said, oh, nobody's besides me, no one here ever get that. I was like, oh, okay, so I just got it. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Wow. Congrats.
That was very nice. So out of 143 people in the whole USA, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's 25 or 24 that got 100%.
Well,
Wow.
And just one woman.
well.
You're the only woman in the US.
Yay,
Wow.
that's awesome.
I'm
Congratulations.
the only woman.
Yeah,
That's
no,
so
that's
cool.
great. I mean,
So-
but if you think about it, it's like true to who you are. I mean, a journalist getting the facts, knowing the facts, wanting to
Yeah.
dig deep. I mean,
Yeah.
it's in every single thing that you've done, and you've been completely consistent. But I want to know, and I'm sure you want to know, is what's next? What is
Wow.
more Bentleys, or
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love cars. I really have a goal. I want to retire in 4 years. I really want to do something that is just more towards the world
Mm-hmm.
than towards my bank account, if makes sense.
Yeah. No.
Mhm.
Like when I studied Chinese medicine, I want to heal the world.
Mhm.
I wanna work with people and try to help women. So I always think that I wanna work with women,
Mm-hmm.
better woman, like woman that went through what I did, and maybe show them, if I'm here, so can you.
Mhm.
Yep.
Just like we need just to find a common ground to empower them. Essential oils, herbs are magnificent. They can assist you in a ways that people does not even grasp. If you mix them, it's pure chemistry.
Mm.
You make a medication to help someone.
Mhm.
You can, people say, okay, if you mix lavender with orange, you have one of the most powerful sedative
Oh,
to
really?
make
Really?
you sleep. Yes.
I
It's
didn't
like
know this.
magic potions
Yes.
you're
It is
working
magic.
with over
Yes,
there.
I'm
Yeah.
a little
I didn't know
witch.
that. All right, next episode, essential oils
Yeah.
and
No,
falling asleep.
I love that. So my company, I have a company that I opened 2009 called Unique Oils. But
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know this.
That's my email. YOU. Because
Yeah.
you are unique. That's
Mhm.
why I call Unique Oils, because I
Mm.
did blends for every single person.
Mhm.
Just so I don't know. I love like everything that I do, journalism, cars, Chinese medicine. I always looking for the relationship.
Yeah. You know what's cool though is I'm thinking of how you said little Adriana wanted to be a doctor, right?
Yeah.
And now you're talking about Chinese medicine and
Ooh,
the
maybe it's
herbs and the
Yeah.
oils and how this all works and the healing
Yeah.
Now you're
properties. And
connecting it back.
so you're gonna be full circle coming back to that in a
Yeah.
way.
Kinda cool.
It is. It is. I think like this. The Chinese medicine was a way for me to heal myself.
Yeah.
To heal, to try to cope with all this depression, anxiety, and PTSD. You have no idea. It was very interesting when I was starting reading and learning about myself and learning about other people having the same issue as I do, and it was like, yes. So anyway, we don't come back for the simplicity me. I can blame other people, or I can own it my shit and say, go for it, grow, be happy. It's easy. No, it's not. I make fun that I say I'm broken. Yes, I am. But I have a
But you own
wonderful
it.
glue
Mm-hmm.
that glue me back every day when I have a little chip here. Super bonder blah.
Super glue.
I'm back to the game. Super glue, and that's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to life with no scars, I would say that your life wasn't worth living.
You weren't living.
No.
You
yeah,
are
it's
worth
true.
living.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So, and when you own your scars and proud and not afraid to show,
Mm-hmm.
because maybe my scars can heal you.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's internal and external scars.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Both.
Yep. For sure.
sure.
For sure.
It's empathy, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
you connect and you feel their pain,
Yeah.
you start understanding
Mhm.
and they start listening.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think that is it. Maybe that's my thing. But right now, that I'm still 55, almost 56. Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
I will say that I still selling cars,
Yeah.
beautiful cars. You know, and in 4 years we have another conversation.
All right, we'll see what's
Let's
happening.
do
We'll
it. I
see
look
what's
forward to that
happening.
moment. I
And
do.
we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
You
Maybe
may
I
be
have a little
practicing
office.
Chinese
Yeah,
medicine
Chinese
and
medicine.
Yeah.
helping heal the world.
Yeah,
Just
I
like you
think
want to
so.
be.
I think so. I
What
think
do you
so.
think? Heal the world
Yeah.
Yeah.
one drop at the time.
There you go.
We'll mark it on our calendars to check in with you in 4 years. So, but in the meantime,
In the meantime,
yeah,
we
you
got it.
mentioned follow
Um,
her on Instagram,
okay.
High Heels and Wheels.
And then we have one last question that we always ask
Yes,
our
absolutely.
guests
Yeah.
is basically, this podcast is Humanize Her. It's about women supporting women. And so is there any woman that you would like to elevate?
I know beautiful woman here in this area that I met in my time here in America. I think Jill, you'll be thrilled to. Jill is still her name. Kudos to you, girl. I'm here because of you.
Mm.
I
Thank
love
you.
that. That's awesome. Cool. Well, thank you again
Thanks.
for being here. I know.
cry. It's
This was
okay,
a
you don't
tissue
cry.
session. It was so heart-wrenching. I
Yeah.
love it. But no, thank you again for being here,
thank
Adriana.
you.
It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you on the next episode.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
That's
so
a wrap.
much. The biggest gratitude to thank those that are behind the scenes. Alex Sully, our creative director and producer. Becky Davis, our talented director of photography. Kristen West, our brilliant brand and design expert. And of course, thanks to all of you for making our vision of Humanize Her come to life.